drop it.
Hello everyone and welcome to Cheap Noise in the House, the channel where we talk about electronic games and music production. I'm Cheap Noise and survey says I'm in the house, and today, oh boy, we have a rare one for you. This is the Super Simon. Was released in 2003 by Hasbro. It was also re-released in 2011. Don't really know which one this is. But yeah, this, as far as I know, is a Europe exclusive. So this was sent to me by Pixel in the latest Cuboid that we got. I actually bought this, sent it to him, and then he sent it to me. So thank you so much, Pixel, for sending this to me. Totally recommend checking out his channel. He's making a series called Now Then VTech, What's the Jank? Where he shows really old VTech toys from the early 2000s, late 2000s, and how janky they are. So yeah, go check that out. And yeah, today I'm going to do a full review of this game, showing you all the modes. Now, as far as I know, there's pretty much no visual videos showing all the modes of this. Now, my friend Naj, Evangelos Naj, made a really good video, an audio recording of showing you all the modes. And today I'm going to try to do it and add some visuals to it. So as you can see, this is the box of it. It's in pretty good condition considering the age that this thing came from. Here's the back. Here are the different sides, as you can see. There you go. And if you open the box, if I can find the opening, there you go. You have kind of these cardboard flaps holding the game together. And there it is. So this game actually is a re-release of another game called Super Copycat that was released back in the 90s by Tiger Electronics. I think it was 98 the Super Copycat was released in their Copycat line of games, which were basically knockoffs of Simon. They started in the 70s, and the last one was Super Copycat in 1998. And this game, and the Super Copycat, used the same kind of modes, the same level structure, the same sounds, some of the same sounds, the same songs and everything. They just refined this game to make it really good, and I think this is much better than the Super Copycat from the 90s. So as you can see, this has 6 big buttons that you'll use to play your Simon games with. And as far as I know, it's the first official Simon game to have more than 4 colors, which is really cool. They all have 2 micro switches in them, which make them pretty clicky and satisfying to hit. In the center, you have this big circle here that has a speaker in it and the Super Simon logo. And then close to the 6 buttons, you have 6 other things, which I'm going to show you right now. Close to the 1 button, they all have numberings. So close to the 1 button, which is here, there is the longest button, which will play your longest sequence in the particular game that you're in. It's basically a high score button, but the high score isn't saved. So when you change mode, the high score goes away. Over here, close to the 2 button, is your mute switch. This will mute the sound on and off. Pretty cool, pretty useful if you want to play in silence. Close to the 3 button is your last game. So this will play the last sequence you just repeated in the particular game that you're on. Again, when you switch game or when you start a new game, the last will be erased. This was your big play button, close to the 4 button. This will be used to start the game or to go back to the main menu. You can hold this and it will go straight back to the main menu so you can select another game. Close to the 5 button is the replay button, and this is pretty interesting. It allows you to replay the last sequence you just played, so it can provide you with another chance, basically. You have to start from the beginning, but you can get a much higher score by playing the same sequence. And then close to the 6 button, finally, is the on and off switch, which will turn the game on and off. If we flip it to the back, you have some writing, of course. And then over here, you have the battery compartment that takes 3 AA batteries. And they last quite a while. I haven't got the chance to change them ever since I got it. Welcome back. Jump cut, because I had to close the curtains so you can better see the lights. And speaking of lights, this is the last Simon game to use bulbs, old-fashioned bulbs like the Simons from the 70s, because next year's 2004 Simon Sticks uses good old LEDs instead of bulbs. So this uses old-fashioned bulbs, which I think is pretty cool. Now let's turn the game on with the on and off switch. The song that it plays is a French song called Alouette. By the way, it's kind of like a nursery rhyme. This sound allows you to change your game, or to choose your game from 1 to 6, and we'll go through all the games together. Let's start with game 1, which is your traditional game of Simon. This noise allows you to choose players, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. I'm going to choose 1. I'm going to show you multiplayer after that. And this sound allows you to change level. So this is level 1, 2, 3, or 4. The level changes how long the sequence has to be. Level 1 is 10, level 2 is 20, level 3 is 30, and level 4 is 40. Let's choose level 1, and let's hit play. Oops. Anyway, that's what happens when you lose. Let's try again. As you can see, what is cool is it has different sound sets. It has 3 of them, and it picks through them at random, so you never know kind of what sound you'll get. I love these buttons. They're so clicky and responsive. And there you go. I beat level 1. Now, at this point, you can either hit the longest button, which will play the longest sequence, or the last button, which will play the last sequence. Or you can hit the replay button to play the sequence again with a different sound set. Or maybe not. Sometimes a different sound sets happen. But as you can see, it's the same pattern. Right, let's mess up. And let's go back to the main menu. Now I'm going to show you what multiplayer games look like. So again, let's choose game 1. I'm going to choose 4-player. And as you can see, it doesn't ask me for a level. You just have to hit play. So player 1 starts. Player 2. Player 3. Now let's say one player loses. They're out of the game. And they just continue. So if you want, like, lives, I guess, you can play with different players for single player. Because that, that just gives you lives, kind of. This player loses. Another player starts. Let's say this player loses. The last player wins. So that's multiplayer. Let's go back to the main menu. I'm going to show you game 2. Game 2 is Challenge Simon, and it's basically like your traditional Simon game where you have to actually do the sequence yourself. So I'm going to choose game 2. I'm going to choose 1 player. And I'm going to choose level 1. Let's hit play. So at this point, you can press a button. It will repeat the sequence, and you can make the sequence. And yes, it repeats it every single time. So that's kind of annoying, I guess, but, you know, it is what it is. Alright, let's fail. And there you go. That was game 2. Now, game 3, I'm going to go back to the main menu by hitting play. Game 3 is Group Simon, which, again, works the same way as your original Simon would. So it asks me for players, and as you can see, one player isn't available. So I'm going to choose, let's say, 3 players. Now, as you can see, all 6 lights light up because all players have to choose their kind of buzzer. And now it asks the players to hit play. As you can see, only these 3 will be used because they are the 3 players. Will this show up at all? Come on. Okay, let's say this player loses. Now it's only these 2. Very long time before it begins. There we go. It just doesn't want this player to play for some reason. What? What? What the hell? What? Come on, let it play. There you go. And we're back to that. Okay. Anyway, let's say this player loses because he hit this button too many times. The other player wins. It takes a long time to show it, but you can see this guy wins. And the game is over because this player won. Now, game 4 is a brand new game that I haven't seen on other assignment before. Let's go with game 4. And in this game, basically, all lights will light up except the one you have to hit. I'm going to choose 1 player and level 1. There you go. Hit play. Yeah, as you can see, all lights you have to... all lights will light up except the one you have to hit. Which makes this pretty difficult, especially when you play it on mute. There you go. Alright, now game 5 is a bit different, and you might know game 5 from other Tiger properties. It's basically a code buster game. You have to find the correct amount of colors and the least amount of time possible. And as you can see, it doesn't ask you for a player, so it's 1 player only, and you can select from 1 to 4 levels. Level 1 will be 6 colors, level 2 will be 7, level 3 will be 8, and level 4 will be 9. Let's start with level 1 for now, and let's hit play. It gives you the first color, which is this one, and you're just trying to find a code. There you go. It doesn't tell you how much time you took, but I think there's a number, like a limit time, like a time limit, basically, that you have to respect. Now let's go with level 4. I'm going to shoot level 4, which is a little bit harder. There you go. There you go. And that was game 5. I'm going to show you the final game, which is Double Trouble. And it's called that because it gives you 2 sequences at once. I'm going to show you. So game 6. I'm going to select 1 player and level 1. And hit play. And as you can see, the 2 first ones are given to me. I'm going to show me 3 and 4. So it basically gives you 2 at a time. Oops. Let's try it again. I have to say the 5th one is my favorite sound set on it, just because it's a lot faster and harder. There you go. So that was the Super Simon from 2003. Now the question is, how does it compare to the one from 79? And the answer is, why? Because these 2 games are completely different. If you want to see a video about me comparing these 2, please let me know in the comments. And until next time, cheers!